Welcome to this video on the Non-Insured Health Benefits, or NIHB, Price Policy for Medical Supplies and Equipment Benefits. Let's dive into what you need to know.
Thank you. Can you start by explaining what NIHB prices are when it comes to the medical supplies and equipment benefit area?
Certainly. NIHB prices are the dollar amounts listed in the medical supplies and equipment price files and are not to be claimed by default.
That's interesting to know. Why aren't they default prices?
That's a great question. Medical supplies and equipment benefits are categorized using generic item names, which means the program does not specify makes or models for the benefits it covers, ensuring broad national coverage and flexibility for both providers and clients. And essentially, each benefit code may have numerous product offerings under it.
Okay, so as a provider, how do I determine the claim amount or the price for submission during the prior approval stage or when I'm submitting claims for payment?
To determine the claim amount for submission to the program, you'll need to calculate the eligible claim amount, or the ECA, using the benefit's specific reimbursement model. For detailed step-by-step instructions on how to calculate the ECA for each reimbursement model, refer to Section 1.16.4.2 of the Claims Submission and Provider Payment Policies, found in the Medical Supplies and Equipment Guide.
I see. So what do I need to know about the NIHB price and the price types?
All right. When an NIHB price is established for a benefit, one of three price types is also assigned. The price types are known as Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. The different price type specifies if an ECA above the NIHB price may be considered, and lists the documents providers must submit to support the requested price or item. Let's go through them. Type 1 prices are benchmark prices. They're established to allow a wide range of product options under a singular benefit code, but may also have numerous options beyond the NIHB price, which are most appropriate for a client's needs. If your calculated ECA using the item's reimbursement model is at or below the NIHB price, you need to keep the necessary documentation on file. If it's above the price, you'll need to submit a prior approval request, along with a price justification and/or item rationale if requested by the program. Type 2 prices are threshold prices and are defined by the program to ensure a wide range of available products within this price. If your calculated ECA is at or below the NIHB price, once again, just keep your supporting documentation on file. But if it's above, submit a prior approval request for pricing review. But keep in mind, requests above this price are only considered in exceptional circumstances. If a request to exceed a Type 2 price is not approved, the request may still be approved up to the NIHB price, if it meets eligibility and coverage criteria. And finally, the last price type is the Type 3 price. These are maximum prices. Once again, if your calculated ECA is at or below the NIHB price, keep your supporting documentation on file. If your ECA is above the price, your request to exceed the NIHB price will not be considered. However, if the request meets coverage and eligibility criteria, it may still be approved up to the NIHB price.
Wow, this is all so informative, but what if a benefit doesn't have an NIHB price? What do I do then?
Great question. If there's no NIHB price listed for an item, you'll need to calculate your eligible claim amount, or your ECA, using the item's reimbursement model, and will need to provide a price justification if requested by the program.
That makes sense. Is there anything else I should keep in mind?
Yes. There are a few key points to always remember. When a benefit has an NIHB price, you must not claim it by default. You're always required to calculate your ECA for submission using the item's reimbursement model. Then compare it to the NIHB price and price type. Secondly, you are required to submit supporting documentation such as a price justification and/or an item rationale anytime it's requested by the program and at any stage of the claim submission process. And finally, when submitting a prior approval request, the confirmation letter will specify the maximum amount you may submit for payment. However, you must always calculate your ECA using the item's reimbursement model and keep relevant pricing documentation on file, regardless of the value on the letter.
Those are very good reminders to keep in mind. Before we wrap up, can you tell me where I can find the NIHB price policy?
Absolutely. The NIHB price policy can be found in the Claims Submission and Provider Payment Policies, which are located in Section 1.16 of the Medical Supplies and Equipment Guide and Benefit Lists.
Got it. This is also informative. Thank you.
You're welcome. Following these policies will help ensure compliance and proper provider compensation for medical supplies and equipment benefits.